So we really don't have to look any further than the brain trust and rocket scientists writing for She Finds for some absolutely shit and terrible nutrition advice. This article, the one carb you should always avoid for a flatter stomach. Now, I've only briefly looked at this, so it's going to be like you and me doing this together. So the author here says most of weight loss is a result of diet, not exercise. You know, you can actually lose significant amounts of weight without exercising, but then there gets to be a point, if you watch my last YouTube video, you got to work out more than 30 minutes a day. It does become a yin-yang balance thing. So I can't argue with that too much. A strict restrictive diet is not a healthy goal. And there are some ways to be more mindful about your food decisions when you're prioritizing health and weight loss. And so in this article, she says, one of those things to prioritize is to keep carb-heavy foods like bagels in moderation. Or swap them out for something healthier, she says. And let's see if she tells us what those are. Oh, bagels. Bagels are one carb that you will want to keep in moderation. Okay, so the one carb that you want to always avoid for a flatter stomach. Hold on a second. The one carb you should always avoid for a flatter stomach, and yet we go down in here and it says you need to avoid bagels in moderation. So which is it, rocket scientist? Do we need to avoid it or do we need to have it in moderation? Well, let's just keep reading. So according to her, and the Eat This Not That, another wonderful shit site for nutrition information, bagels are about 250 to 300 calories. Absolutely, that is true. I don't believe it. And they're a whopping 50 grams of carbs. And that's absolute truth. Bagels can be calorie and carb bombs, and you got to pay attention to them. But that comes down to portion size. One of the most common bagel toppings is cream cheese. So it's not just the bagel you're eating, they're saying it's the stuff you're putting on it. And according to Very Well Fit, no comment, 1 tablespoon of cream cheese is about 50 calories. Okay, so that's starting to add up. Now we've got like this 300 to 400 calorie bomb that you almost always have to avoid according to the topic. But we were supposed to do it in moderation. I think they're confused. And so she dips into Healthline here. So while being high in carbs, bagels do not contain a lot of nutritional value. According to Healthline, though their nutritional content varies, bagels tend to be high in carbs and low in fat and protein. Okay. Eating high protein foods is a good way to establish weight loss friendly diet, so bagels may not be the best idea if that is your goal. So, okay. Let me just stop right here and say maybe you don't need the whole bagel. If your total nutrition and energy needs for the day are low enough that an entire bagel with cream cheese, 400 or 500 calories, right, is going to throw your entire day out of whack, maybe you're not a very big person and maybe you don't need very many calories to begin with, and maybe you should have half a bagel. This is the portion size conversation where there's not shit you ever need to avoid 100%. There's nothing you should always avoid, with conflicting information that you should do it in moderation, which I do agree. You could eat a bagel every damn day if you wanted to, if it fit into your energy needs and you had an appropriate portion. Maybe you only need half a bagel. So why would I want to avoid it every day? You could have cream cheese, you could have jam, you could have peanut butter and a half a bagel. So I'm going to use my wife as an example, who's not a very big gal. I think she's like, 5'4", 2, 3, I don't know. She doesn't even know. 5'3", okay? Her daily calorie needs at 5'3" are not very many. It's not the same as mine. I'm probably 5'11" now. I think I used to be close to 6, but I'm getting old and shrinking. That sucks. I can eat a whole bagel with cream cheese. I can sink 500 calories into my breakfast. She may not want to because out of her total daily needs, she maybe needs 11 to 1300 calories, being inactive, sedentary, and working really hard at her job and not having time to exercise. 500 calories, or 400 calories in this case, would eat up about a third of her day, and she's going to be kind of hungry. I do agree with the needing to eat more protein aspect of this article, but I don't like the fact that they're telling you there's something you need to avoid always when it comes to carbs. No, what you need to do is be knowledgeable about portion size and how those foods contribute to your total energy needs. A lot of foods, if you don't know what they are and you're not using a food logging program to actually learn this data, like how many calories are in a whole bagel and where that sits in the context of your total daily calories, you can't make good decisions. And if you're reading stuff like She Finds, you're definitely not making good decisions. So don't avoid the bagels, watch your portion size. That's the goal of this whole thing. All right, take care.